Morning. It's Friday the 20th of October 2017 and you join myself, Matt, and a good friend who's to the right of me, Nick Rudge, here on Patshull Church Pool, a venue we joined this time last week. We've acquired a ticket from now, October, up until March, with the option of joining the syndicate during the summer next year, 2018. And we've been fishing for approximately, I'd say 35-40 minutes. Might just be out here, Nick's R3 being adjusted in the distance. When we arrived, we had a good look around the lake. There's a few anglers dotted about who have done the night, and one or two are on the verge of packing up. I haven't spoke to anyone, so I don't know if any fish are being caught. The roadside of the lake where we're fishing, there's one or two lads further on down past Nick who are pike fishing, and they've caught one or two eels, I believe. And right on cue, I've just had a bleep on the right hand rod. Right, let's go back to what I was saying. Yeah, they've caught some eels, I believe. When we arrived, this side of the lake was just plastered in fizzing. There is a good head of bream in here, I'm led to believe, but they're the only real signs that we saw. So went with our gut instinct and both jumped into these two swims. I'm just going to run through what I'm doing rig wise. The left hand rod, I've got a solid bag with crushed and chopped amber strawberry with a single 15mm amber strawberry on the hair, and I've sprayed about 10 baits over the top of that. The rod next to that is fished in open water, scopex squid, snowman presentation, little bag of crushed baits, and scattered about 10 baits over the top of that one. And the one which I've just had the bleep on, which is the single rod, fished just under that tree there. That's on a 15mm pink citrus pop-up on a twisted multi-rig, and I've crumbed about 5 or 6 amber strawberry bottom baits, and I've flicked about 5 free offerings over the top. So there we go. That's the plan of attack to kickstart my first session on Patshull Church Pool. We're only on here for the day, but we are going to be fishing into dark. What time till? No idea, but yeah, I'm in no great hurry to get home this evening, so we'll definitely be staying till dark. And yep, that's about it really. I'll be talking to Nick during the day, and we're going to be doing the usual in this what hopefully will be a good run of vlogs. We can almost call it a diary piece. We'll be discussing tactics, what we're going to be doing, rigs. I know Nick's, if you've ever watched any of our vlogs before, Nick is a big fan of rigs. Now, because of looking over my shoulder, I've got a JCB coming down, so I think it's going to get a bit noisy. So yeah, we'll catch up with you during the day, folks. As we come up to 20 past 2, weather's took a bit of a change. It's lovely and overcast, but we can certainly feel a nip in the air. The last hour or so, it's gone slightly fresher. We've had plenty of fish striking, which we're quite confident are pike and maybe perch. There's absolutely stacks of little roach in this lake, which we noticed on the walk round last Friday. And in parts of the lake it's crystal clear, and every now and then something disturbs fry and small fish. And I've even had something crash to the left of me in that gap there. But on the On the fishing front it's all quiet, I'm sad to say. It rained all day yesterday, it was proper autumnal weather, and as I mentioned earlier in this blog, there's 1 or 2 lads on here who are actually fishing for pike. In fact, there's one right opposite me. I might be able to zoom in and show you his float. Let's have a look for you. He's been casting in and out roughly every 25-30 minutes. There you go. He's got his float there with his dead bait on. Where you'd think a pike would be lurking. Afternoon, Mr. Rudge.
Alright.
It's not the warmest, is it, mate?
No, it has gone a bit cooler, and the wind's obviously changed direction, which means that we're no longer seeing any fizzing.
We are, aren't we, mate? It looked quite promising when we arrived, and it was a lot warmer.
Yeah, it was. But, you've got to be in it to win it.
Of course you have, mate, yeah.
So, right,
we're going to talk rigs here?
Yep. You want me to talk about this particular rig?
I'm quite interested. I'm always interested, mate, when you want to talk about rigs. So, right then, so let's tell the viewers what we're going to be talking about.
Right, this is my version of the now famous Ronnie rig. Basically, a standard Ronnie rig doesn't have a D. I've incorporated a D on that using I think that's Danny Fairbrass's favourite whipping knot.
I'm just going to zoom in, mate. And find the right button. There we go.
Yeah, it's basically a Ronnie rig, except as I say, I've added a D on the up for an extension right with bait screw, and I'm using on this particular setup. I'm using ESP tungsten. Is it called tungsten? Is it or?
Oh, hook link.
Yeah, the hook link. I do normally use Nash components, but this works particularly well with this rig.
Tell you what, Nick, we're going to try and improvise here, folks, because we haven't got a bivvy table or anything. So if you want to lie that down on the, the water carrier,
no problem.
And we can.
Basically, that's the hook link material, ESP tungsten loaded, I think it is also. I can't remember the name of it properly, but it is good stuff. Nash Fang X. As I say, it's incorporating a D-rig, which is just whipped on there and not less knotted at the top, and then shrink tube over the top of quick link swivel. Basically, to be used, you can actually use it with bottom baits. I prefer to use it with a pop-up, which just sits slightly off the deck, like that. I tend to put some putty over the knot, but you know, just see how it works. I mean, I normally have a bucket, a clear bucket, an old pellet bucket, put some water in, and I'll test the pop-up in that, just to see how it's working. Sometimes it works really well without putty around it, but I prefer to have a bit of putty there.
How much putty do you add to that knot?
Believe it or not, I only put a tiny blob just to cover the knot.
Right.
Most people I've seen tend to put the putty round the shrink tube in there, so it's basically sort of holding the pop-up to where they want it to be.
So I'll be honest with you, this is just my personal opinion. If it was me, I would overshot it.
Yeah. I think it depends on the pop-ups. If you've got a really ultra buoyant pop-up, then yeah, you'd probably put more putty on. Whereas I'm using like 10 millers or 10 or 12 mil pop-ups. I don't feel the need to overdo it with a putty. Basically, by putting the putty there, it's not having an effect on this here. This is just basically to hold that there like that.
Okay.
I mean, this stuff it's tungsten loaded anyway. It's quite heavy.
Apologies for the unprofessional Not that I'm a professional,
Obviously,
professional videographer, but I do my best here with the camera work, folks.
there's anti-tangle sleeve, which is, again, that's Nash. And as I say, I do tend to use Nash components. And I've got to stress, I'm not plugging Nash, I'm just saying it's what I like
No,
to
it's
use.
just, end of the day, mate, it's just what you're confident in using, and
Yeah.
end of the day, if confidence
It's
is
a
high,
really
you
good,
can
it's
fish
a
well.
really, really good rig, especially if you're fishing over like leaves, which are now obviously falling in and sinking to the bottom. And that.
Yeah,
It
it is very, very shoddy in this lake, isn't it, mate? Certainly this time of the year, as you say, with all the amount of trees around it and the amount of leaves that are falling off into the lake. But
I just wanted to do my take on a Ronnie rig. You know, the standard Ronnie rig doesn't feature a D.
And if you just grab that bait screw there, mate, just give on everyone watching this who's not familiar with this presentation how it would sit in the water.
Basically, if I'd got a pop-up, I'd put pop-up on like that's how it would look when it's in the water, and obviously the bait would probably waft up and down that D, and you'd see a lot of movement in the hook.
Yeah, I do like the fact that there's a hell of a lot of movement in that, mate.
Yeah, and as soon as that fish, you know, any carp comes along and decides to take that in, you know.
I mean, let's be honest about it. That ain't a million miles away, mate, is it, from a 360?
No, it's not too. It's obviously a lot safer than the 360 rig. Again, I'm not knocking the 360 rig because it is a really, really effective rig. But yeah, you can see all the movement in that. As I say, the bait will just waft up and down that D. Mr. Carp comes along, sucks it in, moves up that D. He tries to.
You'd be extremely unlucky, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
For that not to nestle somewhere in a carp's mouth if you came along and had a munch on that.
Yeah.
Superb, mate.
It's a good rig, and like I say, this stuff from ESP is really good as well.
Yeah, yeah,
It's ideal for this because this is a semi-stiff material as opposed to a more soft braid. So I think it's really suited for this particular setup. Let's just hope it works and not improve.
Well, yeah.
You know.
I mean, whether or not it's going to work today, mate. I mean.
No, but I mean it is a confidence rig. You know,
Yeah.
I've used it and I have caught on it. The other thing with this this particular shrink tube, you can actually bend it more.
Yeah, I'm just going to have a close look at that. You had a.
You can see how
You showed me that off camera, and
different that is now.
And I tell you what, that is that's a nice little bit of.
It's a bit like the old claw rig.
Yeah, isn't it? So, if you just want to put your palm of your hand behind it, I'm just trying to get the best.
So you can
So you can have it quite aggressively,
or you can just
and then by
straighten it back. So.
That's nice. So as Nick just said, you can
So
have it.
it's one of them personal preference. You know, you might think, oh, I might want to try. I want to try it a bit more aggressive.
And it's just a case of doing that, and then if you want to switch back to not so aggressive, you simply do that.
Yeah.
Which I think that's good.
Yeah.
Giving you options, and you can change your mind within what?
Well,
5 seconds.
Seconds, yeah, yeah, literally seconds. You know, like and you know also that if by doing it that way, and you miss the bite, you know, for some reason you think, oh, that's not working, then you know you've got that option to go back to that and think, well, let's see if it works now. So, and you can see I'm snagging my hand already.
Yeah, as I said before, mate, if that gets in amongst the chops of a carp, you're going to be extremely lucky and unlucky, I should say. In my well, no,
you know,
but I think you'd be extremely unlucky, in my opinion, if that ain't going to nestle in the top lip, bottom lip, or in the scissors, mate.
Exactly.
That's
exactly.
it's very, very nice, mate. So, right, let's get back and watch that water.
Yep.
And don't know about you, but I fancy another sausage sandwich.
Yeah.
Well, we've just gone up to 6 o'clock, and God, since 1:30, I think every member on this syndicate has arrived. Yeah, there has been a severe storm forecasted for Saturday and Sunday. They're predicting 70-mile-an-hour winds and driving rain. Pretty much the trend these days. They nicknamed these storms. It's called Brian. So I think everyone's got the same idea. They've all got on the lake, and sometimes these storms can really kickstart a lake and yeah, things can happen. There's absolutely shed loads of fish boshing around. Nick's respotted. All of his rods I've put a fresh bag on the left hand rod, but I've decided to keep the other 2 rods remained on their spots. There's been a capture. Chap on the other side of the lake, on the far boards, has had apparently a 25-pound original mirror. Yeah, one of the lads just walked past and filled me in. He said it was absolutely superb. He's obviously a friend of his and texted him the picture over or messaged him on Facebook, something like that, so that's nice to hear. So yeah, light is rapidly fading now, so yeah, I don't think it's been the best vlog, and I haven't really had a great deal to show you, but yeah, if anything materialises we'll get it in the blog, but if not, we'll catch you soon.